I'm Dr. Cynder Sinclair with Nonprofit Connect, and we will be bringing you the latest on your favorite nonprofits. So get ready to be inspired. Our special guest today is John Daly, and John is the founder and president of the Key Class. Welcome, John.
Thank you very much, Cynder. It's nice to be here.
Oh gosh, I have been a fan of your work for so long.
Oh, thank you.
You have such an inspiring story to tell, and so we want to hear all about it.
You want to hear all about it?
Tell us what's happening at the Key Class these days.
The Key Class has been in existence for 12 years, and we started after I left the business of special events, which I was in for 44 years.
Wow.
And I decided to hang my flight jacket up and stop traveling. And remain here in Santa Barbara area. And so I started working with kids, and I've always worked with kids. I have 5 of my own and 5 grandchildren.
Wow.
And I have 1.5 great-granddaughters. So I've got another one that's due in May. One in the oven, exactly. So I really love kids and have always been attracted to teenagers where some people run from them, I run towards them. I just love teens.
Oh, gosh.
And so I started working, teaching soft skills, life skills, and job readiness skills, and table manners, and how to dress properly, and so on and so forth.
How to shake your hand, how to look somebody in the eye.
All those important things.
Yeah, really important. Who else teaches those? Nobody.
No, I don't know of anybody in the area that is teaching them.
But I mean, if you're lucky enough to have a mom and dad that would teach that, great.
Yes.
Or a grandma, grandpa, whatever. But the schools, it's not like most people can sign up for a class like that.
No, you can't. You can't. But we go into the different high schools. We teach anywhere from junior high all the way through college and beyond. So my students are varied, if you will. So my curriculums are varied, depending upon what it is that they're, what age group they are, and so on and so forth. We don't do private classes, but we do group classes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So let's say somebody's watching this and they're saying, oh, I want my team to get involved in that. How do they get signed up? Or what?
Well, they can go on the website.
Oh.
And we have a website that is, I'm sure that it's www. Have you ever heard that before? thekeyclass.com.
That's got a ring to it.
Yeah. And people can see on there classes that we have ready for them to look at. And also we have a YouTube channel. And so they can look on the YouTube channel and see some cute little 1 to 2 to 3 minute YouTubes that we've done that are all animated, and they're really cute. They're fun. They're engaging.
So these YouTube things, is it like an actual teaching of something?
Yes, it is a teaching of something.
Or is it just an advertisement?
No, it's not an advertisement. It's a teaching of dining, for instance, or how to write a check. Even though checks are on their way out, it seems that it's an important thing to know how to do. How to balance a checkbook. Yeah. That's all in the YouTube.
Oh, that's so smart.
Yeah, we've had a great time doing it. It's a lot of fun to do the animation.
Oh, yeah. So, all right. So now you guys are under your organization is under the umbrella of the Santa Barbara Foundation.
That's correct. We've been under their umbrella for 7 years now.
Gosh.
7 or 8 years, maybe.
So you're a 501c3, essentially. You depend on donations, I would imagine.
Absolutely. Donations are key.
Ba-dum-bum.
Right. They're key to our success. And we work only on donations, and that's it.
So a person can go on your website, they can hit that donate now button, make a financial donation.
Yes, they can.
They can find out more about the Key Class, and they can find out about these virtual or YouTube classes that you have.
Yes. There are virtual classes, and we have digital classes as well.
So tell me the difference in that.
Well, The digital classes are set up and they're done by several different people in my organization.
Oh.
So not only me, I'm not the only person doing them. I just hit that mic and I'm sure that just went boom in somebody's ears. Sorry about that. But the classes are more lengthy.
Oh.
They're 30-minute class.
Oh, the digital ones.
The digital ones, and there are 4 of them at this point, and we're adding to that right now.
So, like, give me an example. What would be a digital class?
Maybe interviewing.
Oh.
How to have an interview properly. How to go about doing research and development on the person or the company that you're going to go interview with before you go interview, and then how to act in the interview, how to dress for the interview, how, if you're invited out to a meal, how to act at the meal during the interview. All those different things. They're so important, Cynder, as you know.
Great. So, like, let's just say a parent or a grandparent could go on your website and can you download that digital?
Oh, yes, you can.
Okay, so they could download it and show it to their teen.
That's right. Absolutely. Or they could sign up if I will do classes if someone can put together 5 to 10 students.
Okay.
I will go and do a personalized class.
Oh, I see.
But we don't have a place that people can come
Yes.
to do a class.
Gotcha. Well, somebody can figure out their own location.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, so that's digital. And then there's, what you said?
The YouTube. YouTubes are
okay.
fun. They're only 1 minute to 3 minutes long, and they're fun, but they're very engaging. So they're cute things to sort of tickle your teen with.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
That's good.
Uh-huh.
Good. So, gosh, you've been doing this for 12 years.
12 years. Isn't it amazing how fast the time flies?
It is amazing.
I know, and we're now looking for someone to come in and be a program director, actually, with the company. And I'm looking for someone to come in and eventually take over the key class.
Oh, good succession planning.
Yeah, a succession plan. It's something that I think is really important. I'm not going to be doing this all my life. But I love what I do, don't get me wrong. And
yes.
I don't have a timeline on, but I think it's time to start thinking about succession.
That is wise.
Yes.
So tell me, kind of describe the kind of person that you're looking for.
I'd like to, or definitely have to have someone that is adept at teaching and being with teens. A lot of people don't like teens.
Yeah. They're kind of scary sometimes.
Yeah, they can be scary, and or they can be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it depends upon how you act towards them is how they're going to react towards you.
Isn't that the truth?
A lot of people don't see it that way so much. So you have to win their confidence before they're going to open up to you. So it's got to be somebody that's good with teens,
okay,
or 8th graders, and also college students. It has to be someone that is adept at fundraising, because that, like I said before, is a big part of our program. We have to have funds in order to, we make booklets where each student has a booklet that they keep and at the end of the course, and those booklets are, like 40 to 100 pages long.
Wow.
Depending upon the class or course layout. And so it covers all those expenses. And so fundraising is very, very important. We do a fundraiser every year in October. At sometime in October, we do either a ice cream social or a tea. And we do that in the afternoon, and it's usually out of doors if possible, and depending upon weather and so on.
Yeah.
And we actually do our fundraising there. We don't do any other fundraising during the year, but that's something that needs to change.
So a person could go on the website and find out exactly what date and location and time and all that this is going to be in October.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. We put it on every year where it's going to be and so on and so forth.
And I've been so impressed, I've been to several of those and I've been so impressed. It's always so well organized and beautiful, and it's always at a really nice location, somebody's beautiful home in the backyard or something like that.
Yes, it's wonderful. People are very, very generous. This town is, well, Cynder, it's an amazing city or town. I like to call it a town, even though I know it's the city of Santa Barbara. It's like a small town in so many ways.
Yeah.
And people are so generous, so very generous.
That's true.
Yeah.
Especially as compared to other places.
Absolutely.
I can tell you that.
Yeah, absolutely.
We live our life here, and we're in this soup of generosity, and we think it's that way everywhere, and it's not.
No, it's not.
It's a mindset. It's a way of looking at the world through philanthropic eyes.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we work on that. That's another thing that's going to be very important for a person to have the program director, and it's once again, it's somebody that's plans to not just looking for a job. I don't want somebody just looking for a job. I want somebody that's looking for something that is a vocation.
Yes, yes.
As opposed to a job. So somebody that wants to stick around a long time and grow with the company. So, and I would like to, if I had the bandwidth, which I'm hoping that I will have.
I'm sure you will.
I'm sure I will eventually have the bandwidth to expand this. We're now only from Santa Maria, or San Luis Obispo, I should say, all the way down to LA.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, we do classes all the way down into LA. And I work with, not only do I work in the schools, but I work with rehab centers and people that are going back out looking for a job.
Okay.
Going back onto the market, so to speak, looking for a job. I work with people that have just come out of incarceration.
Oh, that's good.
And teach them how to interview. They don't necessarily know how to interview.
Yeah. So this is going to take a really special person.
Yes.
That has good people skills, likes people, young people, people that have had problems in their life, like incarceration, all kinds of people.
That's
and be flexible and responsive to the needs of those people, and open to learning from you about how to do all this important work.
Exactly, exactly. And I'm sure that person is there.
Yes.
So there'll be a lot of interest in it. We just posted on LinkedIn.
Oh, good.
A couple of days ago, and Craigslist. Everybody uses Craigslist.
Yeah.
And it's a great form. And then also, I don't know, have you heard of Barefoot Teens?
No.
Or Barefoot College Students, excuse me. It's a job site where you post jobs that they go to students, and not only students, but graduates of college. And they're very active with Westmont College and UCSB and the other colleges. So it could be a college student, it could be somebody older that has raised their kids and they want something to do now, and they want to spend the rest of their life or a portion of their life working with teens, or possibly a teacher that has decided they don't want to go to work every day. And they want to do semi-retirement kind of thing, because it isn't necessarily a full-time job.
I was just going to ask, so is it full-time? Okay.
Yeah, it isn't necessarily. It's going to be how we build it together.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So I'm very teachable.
Well, and you want to expand it. Do you want to expand it in terms of your offerings or your geography or what?
Both.
Okay.
Both. There's so much to learn, so much to learn, and there's so much to discuss. And with the changing, ever-changing,
Yes.
now with Zoom and so on and so forth. We do classes on Zoom, but I really would rather not do classes on Zoom. I will do them. I did, of course, during the pandemic.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So wouldn't it be something if this person magically appeared and they just happened to be one of your students, ex-students?
It could happen.
It could happen.
It really could happen. I'd love someone bilingual.
Oh, that would be really good.
Because if I had somebody that was bilingual, then we could teach another whole population. I understand Spanish, but not completely, and I don't speak it. I don't speak it well enough to be able to teach in Spanish, but I'd love to have someone that is bilingual in Spanish.
Yeah. What if you happen to have two people that they were equally qualified, you liked them both, one speaks Spanish, one doesn't, and they both want to be part-time?
That would work out perfect.
It would, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. Absolutely.
Yeah, so you're just gonna take your time, find just the right person.
Absolutely.
And so if somebody watching this, for example, has a friend or an acquaintance that they think might be interested, they should tell them about the opportunity.
Absolutely. Catch us on the website and write to me. My email address is on there. Could send an application to me on my email, and that would be perfect.
Yay.
Yay.
Well,
that's right.
I hope lots of people watching this say, hey, and I'm going to go on that website and make a donation.
I hope so. That's what we want to. Like I said, that's the key to our success.
Yes.
Yes.
So I bet you've got a story or two you could tell us.
I do have a lot of stories.
I know you do.
Wonderful
They're wonderful
stories, as a matter of fact.
Yep.
I would love to tell you the story of this boy who was about 16 or 17 at the time that I met him. I met him in a school. I go into different schools and teach this. The teachers book me for a single class out of their schedule.
Oh, okay.
So I will do like 4 classes in 4 weeks or 8 weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
And anyway, this boy was in one of the classes. The students don't have any say about whether they take the class or not. They just do. Excuse me. And so this boy, Junior, was in the class, and he wouldn't mind if I use his name. And when you hear the whole story, you'll understand. He didn't want to be in the class, and he did everything he could to disrupt the class. And he was just being one of those teenagers that people are afraid of.
Yes,
right?
yes.
And so at the end of the class, I asked Junior to stay back a moment, and I spoke to him, and I said, Junior, you don't have to take this class. And I would prefer that if you don't want to take the class, just don't take it. But please don't spoil it for all the other people. And he said, well, I really don't want to take this class. I don't need this. And I said, okay, great, I understand. So we'll excuse you from the next time that I come. And so he said, okay, fine. Fast forward the next class I teach, and he's not there. And that's okay. But then that same week, I happened to go to the Santa Barbara Juvenile Hall. And there's Junior in the class.
Gosh.
And he has to take the class. And so this time I tell my story. I introduce myself and tell my story and where I grew up and how I grew up and so on and so forth. And he came up to me after the class and he said, I'm really impressed that you have come as far as you've come, because there was a period of my life where we were living in the ghetto, quite frankly. And he said, I thought that you were just this rich guy from Montecito that was going to come in and start telling us what we had to do.
Yeah.
But he said, that's obviously not what you're doing. He took the class, loved the class, and then said to me after class, he called me one day and said, I've got a job interview. And I said, great, where are you going? And he told me where he was going. And I said, let's do a little research on the restaurant. And we did, ended up doing the job, got the job. In 2 weeks had a conflict with somebody in the office, and he called me and he said, I've got this conflict, what do I do? I coached him through that. He made it. And then I didn't hear from Junior for a couple of years. One day I'm driving back from Los Angeles and I'm on the wide open spaces, of the 101. It's so beautiful, and the sun was setting, and I mean, the surrounding was perfect, and the phone rings. And this voice says, you don't know who this is, do you? And I said, no, as a matter of fact, I don't. Would you mind telling me? And he said, this is Junior. I said, Junior, how are you? It's so good to hear from you. And he said, well, I just called to thank you. And I said, you did? And he said, yeah, you saved my life.
Oh.
And he said, I am in the Navy. And he said, I'm going to be shipped out in 2 weeks to go learn how to be a Navy SEAL.
Wow.
And I'm going to be in town and I want to see you before I leave.
Oh, gosh.
And I said, Junior, that would be the best thing ever. So that's the payment that I received from the Key class.
That's what an amazing story. Oh,
Yeah.
gosh. Thank you for all of your wonderful work, life-changing work.
Oh, thank
with
you.
So many people.
Thank
and thanks
you.
for being on our show to tell us about it.
Okay.
And thanks for being with us, and we'll see you next time.